Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Daniel. Today I'm going to show you how you can create pivot tables in Microsoft Excel to do some pretty amazing analysis. And as for full disclosure, I'm a data analyst. So today I'm going to be giving you a definition what pivot table really is. So what is pivot table? A pivot table is a powerful tool to calculate, summarize, and analyze data that lets you see comparison, patterns, and trends in your data. Pivot table work a little bit differently depending on what platform you're using to run Excel. So what are we waiting for? Let's jump into it. Here I'm on my desktop here, I'm on Microsoft. I'm using Microsoft 2016, but if you have Excel 2016, 2019, 2013, you can name the version. You should be able to follow along with this tutorial. So what I wanted to do is I want to come up with a fun example. So today I'm going to be analyzing data from a world census. I'm going to go ahead and open that one thing, but before then, I want to orientate you on what I have on my spreadsheet. So here is the population of different countries and different cities. I'll be using this data to know the number of population for each country and city in a glance with the help of a pivot table. And I'll also show how you can represent a pivot table with a chart. So let's jump into Excel and start learning. So to launch a pivot table, you're going to click on the insert, and under the table group, you're going to click on the pivot table and select OK. So here I'm in my pivot table. But before then, I'd like to explain the use of these fields. I have the filter fields that helps me filter. If I have a group of data, the filter field allows me to filter which one I want pivot table to display. And also for the column is meant to group data into columns, while the rows is meant to group data into rows, and the value field is meant to calculate values. So here I'm gonna drop the country. But my advice is that you can launch your pivot table and drag the field into different fields here to know how they work. So let's continue. So I'm gonna drag the list of my country under the row and my population under values. Now you see on a glance here, I have the total number of population per country. So instead of summary per city, I can also do summary per country with the use of pivot table. So here I'm gonna drop. I want to know the number of the names of the cities that makes up the population for each country. So I'm gonna drop the city under the row icon. Now, so I have the total number of cities that make up the 55192,157 population of Afghanistan. So I can also check for this country here too. This is the only city it has under it, so I don't need a long calculation. So I have for Albania too. I have the total number of cities that make up the country. So basically, pivot table allows me to have a quick glance of how my data is, and there I can also, with the use of the field button, I can drag drop to know the number of country, their population, and so on. So I'm gonna show you how you can use pivot table. I mean, how you can represent pivot table in a chart. So to do that, I want to untick the cities, and I'm gonna drop the country in the value field. I don't want all the country to be selected. I want few country. So here I'm gonna be selecting Algeria, and I want the city under Algeria. So I have the city under Algeria here. So to launch the pivots, to launch the chart, so I'm gonna click on the pivot table analyze, and I'm gonna select pivot chart. So pivot is asking me which chart do I want. In this case, I don't need the column, the line, or the pie chart. I basically want the bar chart here. So I'm gonna click on OK. Now you see, I have the list of my city represented in the bar charts. Now in this case, I don't want this field. I'm gonna hide all field. I don't need total in this case also. So I'm gonna delete this. I'm also going to represent this more boldly. Um, 80. So I also want to clear the legend with and the grid lines. So with the help of my chart element, I'm gonna click this, untick the legend, untick the grid lines, but I want my data labels to be represented. So in this case, my data label is represented and the city also represented with the use of a pivot chart. Now I want a different city. Let me select United Kingdom. United Kingdom. United Kingdom. So here, in a quick glance, my I have the cities under United Kingdom and the total population under each city. So here Excel pivot table basically allows me to analyze, summarize a large data and also to get the grand total of my data. So I can also come here to check the grand total of Algeria. Now let me select another country. Okay, let me do Angola, an African country. So I'm gonna select um Angola. So here I have both Angola and the data of United Kingdom all together. Now Excel allows me to check for this. I have the total of the two countries and the cities under them selected together. So for the population of the two countries, I have their total here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the country, the city. I'm going to select many other countries together. So here you see, with this pivot table allows me to know the total number of population for all the countries selected all together. So if you enjoyed this video, I want you to click to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also share this YouTube channel with your friends, with your family to learn Excel and to learn some skills in Excel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.